Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the second Grace House Virtual Open Day. We're absolutely delighted to have you here with us today. So hello and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to speak to some of our amazing staff to tell us all about who they are, what they do here at Grace House, and the different projects and services that we offer that you can get involved with as well. If you do have any questions at all, please do pop them into the comments box and we will answer them if you're watching live. If you're watching us on replay, don't panic. Just pop your question in anyway and we will get back to you as soon as we can and answer any questions. But for now, please do say hello. Say hello in the chat box. Let us know how you're doing, where you're listening from, and let us know that you are here and watching. So first up, I'm delighted to introduce our Chief Executive. So I'm going to add Victoria Brown to the feed here. So hello, Victoria. How are you?
Hello, Laura. I'm good. A little bit nervous, but I'm good.
Yes. I think we're all a little bit nervous, but yeah, we'll just go with it and we'll see what happens. So,
Right.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about Grace House?
Yes, I would. So first of all, welcome everybody that does join us, whether it's live or at a later time. So just to let you know a little bit about Grace House. So our aim is to enrich the lives of disabled young people, children and their families. And as this session progresses, you will learn how we aim to do that with the various different activities that we offer at Grace House. If you don't know where we're based in Southwick in Sunderland. We're in a very lovely venue, and you'll always get a warm welcome when you come to Grace House. So if you're a little bit nervous, like me today, don't worry. We're very friendly, and hopefully if we don't know the answer to your question or query, or we don't provide that service, then we will help you find the best alternative. So you'll never experience anything other than a warm welcome and a little bit of a helping hand when you come to meet us. I'm not going to steal everybody's thunder and start telling you about the various different services that we've got on offer, because we've got staff, as Laura said, who are waiting in the wings to come along and tell you all about the different services that we've got. But like I say, don't be nervous. Pick up the phone, drop us an email, comment on Facebook. And if you need our help, we will try our best.
Brilliant. I think I've just popped the Facebook link there. So do you think that's the best place for people to get in touch with us, Victoria? Is that the first port of call?
Yeah, I would say if people are comfortable using Facebook, like most people are these days, then just put your name in a comments box and say the kind of support you want. Or if you don't want to be open about that, then just pop your name in and say, can someone contact us, and we'll be in touch very shortly after.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. So I think that's a lovely overview of Grace House and who we are and what we do here. But specifically today, I think you were going to talk about one of our newer projects with our work experience students. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell me a little bit about that?
I will, yes. So we've got a work experience project called #skills, and it's for disabled young people who want a little bit of work experience. It's not done in a pressured environment. You'll come along, we'll spend a little bit of time with you before you start, and we'll kind of explain how you can help us, what experience you'll get, how long you can stay with us. Everything's very COVID safe, so no young people or families should worry about that. We've got everybody coming in a very managed and staged way. We'll have a chat, like I've said, about the kind of skills that you want to learn, and we've set up almost a virtual but real life office. So you'll come into Grace House and we'll get you involved in our admin. You'll learn how to do petty cash, but there's no pressure there because it's all sort of made up, and we'll give you training about how to use it. And when you feel comfortable, then we'll unleash you on some real tasks. If you've got creative flair, then we'll ask you to do posters. So Laura, who's hosting our session today, she does a lot of community events and fundraising, and she's always looking for new and vibrant ways to promote services and those type of activities. So you can help Laura with the creative elements of her project, or you can help me file or type letters or all sorts of different things. Scan, uh, shred. We're a busy team and we don't have a lot of admin support. So please be reassured that any work that you do will be really supportive of the whole team. So it's mainly for young people who are maybe in sixth form or college. So you would just maybe get a parent to drop an inquiry onto Facebook, or you can email me or any of the team, but they'll make sure that the right person gets to speak to you.
Ah, that's fantastic. So, so anyone can get involved with this. Any young person can get involved. They just need to get in touch with you, Victoria.
Yeah. So what
Lovely.
will happen is when you've got in touch with us, we'll have a chat. We'll see what you're comfortable doing, and if we think that maybe work experience isn't exactly for you, then we'll try and offer an alternative.
Brilliant. I know that the students that have been in recently, they've been helping me out quite a lot with spreadsheets and, like you said, with posters and different things. So I think there is something for everyone, isn't there? No
There
matter
is
what your interests are.
definitely, and what we found with the students so far is that they've all definitely got much better IT skills than me. So that's a big bonus for the team.
Brilliant. Yes, because our team is lacking a bit of IT skills, so it's great when the young people come in. And what do the young people think about their work experience? Do you think they're enjoying it? Are they having a
Yeah,
good time?
I think so. I think they're perhaps a little bit nervous when they first come in, like anyone starting a new experience or a new job.
Mhm.
But we try, like I've said, to make people feel welcome. We'll find out where your skills lie, what you're comfortable doing. You're under no time pressure. Um, Nobody's kind of looking over your shoulder and judging what you're doing. We're all just really grateful for the help that you do. And certainly I'm confident that after your first session with us, like the other students have said, that you feel much more confident and much more comfortable. And so far, of all the young people that have started with us this year, everyone stayed with us. Everyone turns up on time. Nobody rings in and says that they can't make it today. So I think that's pretty much rock solid evidence that people are enjoying their experience.
Oh, definitely. And I think when we've seen the young people in the office, they've all been full of smiles, full of energy, and just want to help out, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah, and I
So
think for the staff involved as well, it kind of G's us up and it creates a different vibe within the office. So it's nice to have that for us as well.
yeah, and it's been a difficult year. We've not seen a lot of our families and young people here at Grace House, so it's nice to get people back into the building again,
It
like you said, but in a safe, COVID secure way.
definitely. So
So
please, just like I've said, maybe put a comment in the Facebook comment box. You can look on our website, and everybody's emails are on the website. Our telephone numbers on the website. So just either you drop us a line or get a parent to do it for you.
brilliant. And just quickly, the age range that you said, it was sort of sixth form
Yes, so
students.
above
So
16, it tends to be those young people looking for new experiences to continue after sixth form and after college.
brilliant. Well, I think it's an amazing project, and it's great, like I said, to see the energy and the smiles of the young people when they come in to help us. So brilliant. Right. Well, thank you very much, Victoria. I'm going to let you off the hook now, and I'll pop you back into the green room. But thank you very much for your time today.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
There we go. So that was our Chief Executive, Victoria Brown, talking about skills at Grace House. So like we said, if you do know anyone who would like to do some work experience at Grace House, please do get in touch with us either on Facebook, by email or by phone. So up next, we have our One Place Your Space project coordinator, Chris Pretty. So Chris is looking very excited in the green room right now. He's pulling a lovely face. I should have added him before he stopped doing that, just so that everybody could see that he's being naughty. Chris, do you promise to behave on this live stream?
No.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Moving on, we're going to get rid of no.
I thought as well, Laura, you were looking for the perfect segue into me coming on when you were talking about staff at Grace House being lacking in IT skills.
Yes, well, you are the worst culprit for that. So yes, it's great that we've got the help from the young people who are showing us all how to use IT properly. So Chris, would you like to tell us a little bit about your role, and in particular, I believe you're talking about the new service that we've got coming up at the moment.
Yeah, thanks very much, Laura, and hello to everybody who is watching, if anybody's watching. The One Place Your Space project, which is a lottery funded project, it's been up and running, the current project, for about a year and a half now. Going really well, offering counselling for adult carers, disabled children, non-disabled siblings. We also under the project offer training in holistic treatments, which is currently Reiki for adult carers, to provide them with the opportunity to then be able to pass on Reiki and to offer Reiki to their disabled children. The training's actually going on today, and we've got 2 mums in for the training. The feedback from that has been going just absolutely brilliantly. We were talking to a mum earlier this week who was in for something else, who was telling us some amazing things about the positive impact it's had on her daughter, who's got various disabilities. So that's going incredibly well. But as ever in Grace House, I think we're really a listening charity and organisation. All of the support activities that we provide have actually come from family carers, suggestions to us about the kind of things that we could be looking at providing. As a charity, we are reliant on grants and fundraising and donation, and particularly for some of the projects tend to be grant funded. As I said, the One Place Your Space project is lottery funded, so big thank you to the lottery for that as well. But yeah, so we listen a lot to what people tell us. Which is where we've now got to our latest service, which, as you said, Laura, is family therapy.
Oh, fantastic.
The background really to family therapy came through the counselling service that we provide, because as we offer the counselling for adult carers, for disabled children, for non-disabled siblings, we became aware that we were having at times more than one member of the same family who was coming in for their own individual counselling. And from listening to any feedback the counsellors were able to provide, because it is a confidential service, whatever goes on in the counselling room stays there unless there's a safeguarding issue. It became apparent to us that one of the common themes emerging from counselling was relationships within family units, communication, interaction between different family members. So we did a little bit of research, and we were very lucky to come across a very experienced, accredited family therapist, a lady called Margaret Dunnock. And Margaret was quite keen to do some work with Grace House. And Margaret was really telling me in the early stages, because I didn't know an awful lot about family therapy at that point, but really it is all about communication and relationships within the family. And I guess thinking about it and thinking about our own families, we all do that. We maybe don't always sit back and think about it and analyse, but we slip into various roles with different family members. Sometimes nurturing, sometimes not so nurturing, sometimes a bit irritated with each other, whatever, and certain little triggers. I'm sure anybody who's got a partner watching, and our partners do little things at times that irritate the life out of us.
Absolutely.
But it's kind of I suppose an advancement on those kind of issues. We've heard an awful lot about families where the family's made up of one or more adults, one or more disabled children, one or more non-disabled siblings, and the different dynamics that can go on around that. So sometimes inevitably we hear about situations where the disabled child takes up a lot of time from their parents or adult carers because of necessity through medical stuff and educational stuff. And sometimes the non-disabled siblings in the family feel a little bit on the outside of the situation, and sometimes while there's a lot of love and care around in the family, sometimes there's a little bit of, well, such and such is getting all the attention, I'm not getting the attention, what's going on? So through the family therapy, which is just recently being launched, through the family therapy, we really want to provide opportunities for family members to come together, to be in the same room at the same time with one another, but with a trained therapist to help facilitate some of the discussions that go on, and maybe to point out some of the issues that seem to be coming out, and hopefully by the end of the process, we offer up to 10 sessions, reach a point where the family, I suppose, functions in a better way at the end of the process than it's felt that they did at the start.
Fantastic. And so is this open for, so what's the sort of criteria for a family to be accepted on this?
Yeah, well, the key thing, it just matches in with all of the criteria that we use for the support from the charity side here at Grace House, which is for an adult carer to become involved with us, they need to care for someone with any form of disability, and that someone has to be aged 25 or under. It doesn't matter where people live. I mean, because we're a Sunderland service, the majority of people who use us are Sunderland residents, but not exclusively. And just before we went live today, I was just talking to one of my colleagues, Leslie Ann, who's on in a little while, about we've had an awful lot of South Tyneside families here at Grace House and joining us recently, which is fantastic. Yeah. We do have families from Durham, and even we occasionally get some Geordies use us as well, but we try and not advertise that too much. But yeah, I mean, as Victoria said in her intro, I mean, one of the things that we've learned is sometimes it can be quite hard to ask for help and support, and people may know about us, but for whatever reason feel uneasy or uncomfortable to actually pick the phone up, send that message in, run through the door. Our doorbell's just ringing now, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Well, it is when it's not our turn to go down and answer it. But we're really making an enormous effort to welcome people into the building, and break down any concerns or nerves that the people have about actually interacting with Grace House. And even though it's in the very early stages of the family therapy, which was the main thing I was meant to be talking about, but as I go off into a tangent sometimes, with the family therapy, initial feedback from one of the families has been very positive about how that's going, and with the family therapy as well, different family members sort of dip in and out of the sessions. It isn't everybody has to be there for every week.
Yeah, brilliant. Sorry, I was just going to say, how do people sign up for this service? Is there a waiting list? What's the sort of process for that, Chris?
Yeah. But with everything with Grace House, we just try and make it as easy, simple, straightforward as possible. It will inevitably be some adult who'll be in touch with us, whether they've been referred in by another organisation or they've heard about us and come themselves. So our initial discussion will usually be with an adult within the family. And once that adult feels as if they know about family therapy, they're interested in going on to a waiting list for therapy, then a little bit of background information about the family members, a little bit of, what is it they might want to get from this, then they go onto a waiting list. We haven't been publicising it very widely at the moment because we're just starting off. And I think there's a slight issue that if we were really going all over the place, then we might get an awful lot of interest. So it's a new service, and we're really concerned that we get it right. So yeah, but the important thing is, if there's anybody watching or is aware of a family, if there's any professionals watching, where there's a disabled child or young person as part of the family, the important thing is get in touch with us at Grace House. We'll have a chat about family therapy, some of the wonderful work that we'll be hearing about today as well.
Yeah.
To make it easy as possible.
Brilliant. Yeah. So, once again, that's really easy to get in touch with us, isn't it? It's just through the website, give us a call or send us a message on Facebook, and we will get back to you and help you through the process. Well, that sounds like an absolutely amazing service, Chris, which is hopefully going to make a huge difference to the families that we support. So thank you very much for telling us all about that. Now, I have heard that you're actually leaving Grace House, unfortunately. Are you retiring, Chris? Is that what's happening?
Well, I've always been very retiring, as you know, Laura. But yes, after I've had just coming up 4 years at Grace House, which have been amazing years, I have to say, and probably it's certainly among the best years of my working life. It's been a fantastic experience. We've got a great team here, and the people who use us are just lovely. And as ever, I just take my hats off to the people who live their lives day to day with some of the things that's going on. But yeah, so I've decided that after 40 odd years of working, that maybe it is time to step back, to sort of slow the pace of life down and give me more time to sort of ruminate on the latest failure of Sunderland Football Club. Which is close to my heart.
Yeah. So just before you do head off into your sunny retirement, what's been your highlight of your career at Grace House? What's stuck out for you? Just to put you on the spot there, because you didn't know I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Laura.
No problem.
It's really difficult to pick one highlight. There's so many highlights, to be honest, Laura, and to me the highlights are always feedback from people who've used Grace House and talk about. I'm getting goosebumps actually now thinking about it, and tell us about the difference that Grace House has made in their particular lives. And every time that happens, and it happens a lot because we do loads of great work here, every time that happens, it's a highlight and it's a reminder as to why we do what we do.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, well, don't be a stranger. You'll have to pop in and keep in touch with us all. But I'm sure that all of the families that you've worked with and all of the staff here would just like to wish you a very happy retirement live on Facebook, because we can, just to embarrass you a little bit more. So, yes.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
No problem. Well, I'll let you go now and curse me later. So thank you very much, Chris, and we will speak to you soon. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
The lovely Chris Pretty there, which it's almost like we planned this, because that leads me into our next guest, who is actually taking over from Chris as project coordinator for One Place Your Space. So Anthony Gonzalez. So I'm going to bring him in because we thought he's not been at Grace House that long, so we'd like to introduce him to all of you lovely people that are watching this, and also throw him in at the deep end and ask him some questions. So, Anthony, hello.
Hello.
So,
firstly, I don't know how I can follow that. Wow.
Yes, very big shoes to fill, but hopefully, we all believe that you can fill them quite well. So don't worry about that. So, Anthony, how long have you been at Grace House for then?
Second week. So 10 days.
Yeah. 10 days, 10 working days at Grace House. Excellent. And so what made you want to come and work here for us at Grace House?
Sure. Well, like a lot of people, I think over the last 12 months, people have time to sort of reflect and sort of, evaluate where they are. I decided that I would like to try something new. I knew a little bit about Grace House, saw the opportunity, and I thought, yeah, let's give it a try, see what happens.
Excellent. And obviously, we're all really delighted that you are here with us. And it's great that you've got this time with Chris to kind of learn the ropes and find out what's happening. So how have you been finding it? How's it been going in 10 days?
Great. I think so fortunate to be able to have the time with Chris before he goes. I thought it came through quite clearly how much Chris cares about the place and the service that he has built. So just so fortunate to have that time, so much knowledge. So great. Yeah, great.
Yeah, excellent. And what are you looking forward to doing at Grace House? What's your kind of goals?
Sure. Well, again, I think it's always important to come in with an open mind. At the moment, I'm just trying to get as much knowledge from Chris as I can, immerse myself in it. But already, I mean, 2 weeks in, the highlight for me, apart from spending time with Chris, is
of course
speaking to the people who use the service. You know, the young people really enjoy themselves when they're here. Speaking to the parents, family members, grandparents, extended family, carers, just listening to them, you know, talk about what they get. I feel like it's a good time to join as restrictions are, you know, easing and more people are coming in. So yeah, it just feels like a really good move for me and a lovely place to work.
Oh, excellent. Well, I feel like I should ask you a few more questions, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let you off the hook because it is your second week. Once you've been here for another couple of weeks, we'll delve deeper into the world of Anthony Gonzalez. But yeah, it's great to have you on board, and obviously to introduce you to all of our supporters. So when they pick up the phone, it'll be you that they're speaking to. So it's great to put a face to the name.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Anthony. I will let you go.
Thank you.
Brilliant. So that is Anthony Gonzalez, who's taken over from Chris Pretty as One Place Your Space project coordinator. So if you do phone up Grace House and find a strange man on the end of the phone rather than Chris that you were looking for, then it's just Anthony, and we're delighted to have him as part of the team here at Grace House. Up next we have Leslie Ann Fox. So I'm going to bring in Leslie Ann straight away. So hello, Leslie Ann, how are you?
Hello, you're all right, not too bad. How are you?
Good, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for asking. You're the only one of our guests that has asked, so thank you very much.
I'm the nice one of the team.
Yeah. So so you've got a fascinating role at Grace House. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah, I coordinate 3 projects. I originally come to Grace House to be the family support. Family support is funded by Garfield and Weston, and I came into the role in September of 2020. 2020 was quite a year for all of us, and I feel like it impacted our families immensely, especially with the closure of schools, the closure of different amenities in the public, where our young people weren't able to attend, and it had a massive impact on our families. So yeah, as part of my role, it's for young people who are either going under diagnosis, so going through the process of getting a diagnosis of any disability, or has recently been diagnosed with a disability within the last 6 months. What the feedback we'd previously had from families prior to my project starting was that it's quite a traumatic road of getting that diagnosis, and once they're getting that diagnosis, it's kind of a case of now what? And our social, it can be really daunting for our families once they've gotten that diagnosis of where to turn. So hopefully we want to encourage Grace House to be that place to turn to, and we can.
because it must be a relief to get the diagnosis in the first instance, but then it is, where do you go from here?
There's a lot of services out there, and sometimes it's just having that person to direct you to the right service for you, and whether that be within Grace House or whether that be an external service out in the wider community, it kind of gives that person that point of call to come to, so they've got that person to support them through that next few months, because it can be really daunting for our families. So that's my role, to kind of help our families further on their journey. So
brilliant. And I think you were going to just tell us a few, is it you call them life hacks that will help some of our families?
Yeah, a lot of the families that I work with at the moment, the pandemic has massively impacted on the families for doing simple everyday tasks. We've had a lot of our young people who haven't had to leave the home, and that has escalated their anxieties immensely. So I'm doing a lot of work with families to help with little tasks like going to the corner shop and putting visuals in place to help support our families in doing so. And I'm a big believer of going on a positive and leaving on a positive. So it's discussing things with our families and going through our nurturing program to try and put these things in place to help support our families. And sometimes it's not my hack, sometimes it can be another family who's given me the idea, and it's building that community of families who have these everyday struggles and getting feedback from each of our families to provide that hope. And we have a lot of families who do come in and do connect through, and not take it away from Lynn, through her projects. Like I know she'll want to speak about it herself, but they do meet there, and they have that, like, building that community to be able to share their life hacks. And it can be a simple tasks of like sensory feedback, and you might not know how to give your child the correct sensory feedback, and a parent says, oh, my child used to do this is what worked for them. So I find that I get a lot of feedback from the families and a lot of ideas from the families as well. And so I'm just trying to support the families and the young people back out into the community. Monday was a really big day for us as well, that more things out in the society are now opening, the accesses of soft plays, of going out and eating in a restaurant, massive things for our families at the moment anyway. But I'm working with a lot of businesses as well to try and bring awareness of having like quiet hours. I know a lot of places and a lot of companies are doing it at the moment, and we are working alongside Zoology as well to provide that quiet hour and things, and putting things in place. And I do feel it's really important to get the word out within our wider community to help support our families out there. So
yeah, absolutely. And do you have some materials that you can that can help with this? Any packs or anything that we can hand out?
I'm a big believer in bespoke packs, because it's finding that motivation in that young person and their likes and tailoring to their likes and interests. So I've got a young man who's really motivated by Thomas at the moment. So everything is around his likes, and he's more willing to engage in that because it's something it's of his interest. So putting a reward chart in place, giving him extra time on YouTube regarding his Thomas and things like that. So it's tailoring it. So if anybody is struggling with putting a bit of routine in place, getting our young people back out in the community, then we can put some visuals in place and some reward charts in place to help support that as well. And we also have the support of sensory equipment, because a lot of our young people haven't been getting the sensory feedback that they usually get. So we have been providing sensory equipment to help support our families as well.
Yeah. And so how would the families access this? Do they just, is there a charge? Is like what's the process?
It's totally free of charge. And again, rather than just giving a generic pack out, I would tend to speak to the families and see what sensory seeking behaviours their child is displaying. Because something that works for one family won't always work for another family. So I'm a big believer in finding and getting that information from the family first to be able able to tailor and give the correct feedback and sensory equipment for them and what works for them.
Absolutely, because it's not a one size fits all
Certainly
solution,
not, no.
is it? No.
Brilliant.
So if anyone
and I hear a lot of families who say, I've bought this, I've bought that, I've bought this, because and sometimes it can be again that life hack I've heard of from a parent who said, have you tried this, have you tried that? So it might just save our families a bit of money in the long run as well. So
absolutely. I mean, there would be nothing worse than going out and buying something to then find out that's not the solution for them. So yeah, so they can sort of try it first and then see how they.
And if it doesn't work, then we'll take it back and we can always try something else as well. But we've had some really good feedback from a lot of families who have just said, oh, so that's why he does that, and it gives that explanation for our families of why their child displays in the way that they do. So
oh, brilliant. So that's fantastic. And something else that you're doing at the moment is the family nurturing. How are those sessions going?
That again is the nurturing sessions have been really good, and again it's about putting the routine and the boundaries and strategies in place so that we can help moving forward, and give the parents the tools to be able to put them in place at home to help support our young people out in the community. As well as at home, because we found that a lot of this has impacted on a lot of our young people and our families, so it's give them the tools. And I also run youth groups as well.
Brilliant. So do you want to just tell us a little bit about the youth groups while we're here?
Yeah, youth groups. I started that in November of 2020, just as we were going into the second or third lockdown. I don't know, there's been that many lockdowns and levels. I'm a bit lost with it all. But yes, we started off with 3 young people, all young men actually, who started in the November group. And as of yesterday, we now have 20 young people who are now attending weekly sessions at our youth group. We now, because of COVID, we have to keep smaller groups, and because of the children's needs as well. So we now have 20 young people attending our youth groups regularly, week in, week out. And I'm all for equal opportunities. And I feel like at Grace House, we provide them equal opportunities for our young people. And I'm very passionate about giving them a safe space to enjoy and to help build with peer relationships. And I have really enjoyed getting to see our young people forming them friendships to a point where now 2 of our young people walk home together after youth group now.
That's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely.
And
brilliant.
Confidence. One young man came in a few weeks ago and didn't have the confidence to come through the door himself, and had the support from his SIPS worker, and yet 2 days ago he was up singing Green Day on the karaoke. So to see in 3 weeks how his confidence has grown, it really reinforces why I do this job. So
that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Leslie Ann. Obviously lots of support available for families with a new diagnosis or working towards a diagnosis. So again, please, anyone, if you would like to get in touch, just pick up the phone or drop us an email on that one. So lovely. Well, I will let you go, Leslie Ann. Thank you very much for that, and I will speak to you soon.
Thank you.
So that was amazing. And up next, we have our last staff member. So we have Lynn Colleen. So I will add you to the stream. There you are. Hello, Lynn. How are you?
Hi, Laura. I'm fine, thank you. Yes.
Good,
how are you?
Good. Yes, good. Thank you. We're
Great.
nearly at the end now, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
Lovely. So would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you've got going on at Grace House just now?
Yeah, certainly. Yes, I'm Lynn. I coordinate the project You Are Not Alone here at Grace House. So what I do, I source activities for both family carers and inclusive for families. So, you know, what we do, I know Chris said this as well, but I just want to reiterate really, we always listen to our families, and then we source suitable activities according to their requirements. So we listen to them and think about what we're doing and design our programs around our families and the activities. For inclusive families, we have things where people meet, like bowl and bite. Families meet each other, and it's because we've listened to the families, and what they tell us is it's difficult to take the whole family out for a day somewhere. Both siblings and disabled children, and often end up staying in because they just can't do it. So we try to alleviate that problem, and so our families can have a lovely day out and meet other families in similar situations. The activities I'm going to talk about today are families we arrange for family carers, because our family carers, are sometimes much in need of time to themselves. Don't get much opportunity for this. So in term time, when the children are at school, we arrange activities for them. And I'm just going to say that, we have hundreds of families already registered on our database. However, new families are more than welcome.
Yeah.
And the only criteria is that you care for a child or young person up to and including the age of 25. That is the only criteria. There's no geographical area. So I'm just going to let you know about two of our family care activities. One tried and tested and much sought after here at Grace House. And another one that is new. So one of them is gong baths. And for those people, some will know what a gong bath is, some won't. So just to explain what it is, it's not a bath in the watery sense of the word. Instead, so I won't be asking you to get in a bath full of water when you come to Grace House. Instead, what you do is wallow in the waves of the sound that wash over you. So it's through like a sonic massage. It's like a sonic massage, I should say. It's calming the nervous system and bringing relaxation and stress reduction. So it can clear and recharge the whole body, mind and soul. So
wow, that does sound amazing.
Yeah, and we do get amazing feedback, from the participants, and we get, as soon as I send an email to the people on our database, the families who were registered, I just get replies coming back in to book the gong baths because they just have amazing experiences. And I must say everybody has different experiences. So, we can't say, oh, you'll experience this or it'll be like that. But the benefits include relaxation, stress reduction, rejuvenation, more increased motivation, improved clarity, better sleep. That's a big one. Inner peace. Some people have spiritual experiences, and it's an opportunity for self-reflection as well. But overall, a general sense of calm and well-being. And we have people say that it helped them to sleep, better for the whole weekend. After one, I feel really calm over the whole weekend. And it's an opportunity to just have some me time, because for some of our family carers that is rare, And some of them sleep for a while, or through it, but they all do really enjoy it. So all the carers need to do is bring in a blanket and a pillow, and it's a group activity where you know, the lie down in the room, and Sandra, our sound therapist, who is brilliant at what she does. You know, she gets to work on the gongs and our singing bowls.
Yeah.
And when she can, uses a voice, which is absolutely amazing. So that's a popular one.
Yeah, I can see why it would be so popular. Definitely something that a lot of our family carers needs. Yeah,
absolutely, yes. And another one that is a new activity I've arranged and starting in June is Walking for Wellbeing. So also for adult carers, it's on Friday mornings, every Friday morning in June, 10 till 12. So meeting our fitness instructor, Neil Travis, at Seaburn, 10 o'clock. And Neil will take our families on coastal walks.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and I think, you know, after the pandemic and restrictions are being lifted, I think it's a really good activity for people to get together and start reconnecting.
Yeah.
And so I know some people are quite nervous. Some people will be really excited about getting together with people for the first time. So I think an outdoor activity is ideal as a starter, you know, for people that may be nervous about coming into a building. So it's a chance for families, carers to get together. Some people will know each other, people that don't. I mean, we have a lot of new families just recently registered. It's a chance for those to, you know, get out and meet people for the first time in similar situations.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's enabling that reconnection in a safe environment, and you know, engaging with nature as well is proven to be really good for your well-being. So on the coast, you know, a coastal walk is perfect really in a natural environment, and a chance to you know, also stimulate the senses, you know, what it's like on the coast.
Yeah.
The smells, you know, the sounds, and just take in the atmosphere really can accelerate a sense of well-being. So I'm just hoping that it's going to be popular, and you know, our carers will enjoy that.
Yeah, brilliant.
After the restrictions.
Definitely. So is that for families, or is it designed when the children and young people would be at school? So is it just for the family carers?
This is for family carers. It's designed, you know, for when the children are at school, Friday mornings, 10 till 12. So it's the family carers to, you know, be able to have some me time too, and get out and meet one another. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. And if people are interested in this, do they just get in touch with Grace House and you'll get back to them? Is that how they would do it?
Yeah, absolutely. For new people, yeah, they can email me, lk@gracehouse.co.uk, or ring Grace House. Yeah. For people already registered with us and on our, you know, our email, they'll get notification by email and on Facebook, if they follow us on Facebook. But yeah, any new people, just ring who are interested in registering and taking part, ring or email me. That'll be great. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, well, thank you for sharing that with us, Lynn. I think there are two activities that will prove to be really, really popular and very beneficial for the family carers that we support. So thank you for your time. I'll let you go.
Laura. Pleasure.
And no bother. I'll let you go, and we will speak to you very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Lynn. Yes, so that brings us to the end of our virtual open day for today. I hope that's given you a bit of a flavour about who we are, what we do, the types of services that we offer, and obviously an introduction to Anthony as well. If you would like any more information about who we are and what we do, you can email us on info@gracehouse.co.uk, or you can pick up the phone. It's 0191 435 2088. Or you can just pop us a message on our Facebook page, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. So I think from all of this, if you do feel that any of these services are going to benefit you and your family, please do get in touch. And until our next open day, which might be in person, which would be amazing, or if we have to see you online as well, we will see you very, very soon. So thank you for listening, and take care.